We have a lot to watch out for. XRP trying to regain that momentum. Again, pretty good news for anyone in XRP right now is that it hit $3.5 and it wants to stay that way, right? It hasn't backed down ever since. And to me, this is bullish news because we saw this with crypto coins. We saw them go explode and then immediately they went down after 10 seconds. So that is very, very good news overall. ETF approved by SEC, that was one pause recently. Hey Jay, we're gonna do a video on that as well. So, XRP long term going for many, many years. Seems like XRP right now is actually 3.454. So this momentum rally, if we look at the 1 hour chart, it's actually trying to reclaim this momentum. So I am bullish. And with that being said, I want to open like a 10% trade cross. So we are going to be seeing XRP probably regaining this momentum. If it's at this price level, it's very good. Welcome everyone to the stream. Appreciate all the comments. I'm just going to open the pool so we can vote, is XRP going up or where we go from here. Really good news for XRP holders. Again, ETF, XRP ETF has been announced. The ring, ring, ring. We're going to ring the bell. And we're going to make some money today. I mean, I'm going to make money. I can't say you will make money because that's not allowed on YouTube, like promises of money. But XRP ETF price pump. Will XRP ETF pump the price? Is it possible we go with below $2? Yeah, it is possible we go below $2. We saw the Black Swan event. It's also possible we go to $10,000. Let me start a poll because that is what we're here for. We're going to cast our votes into the ballots, into the Hunger Games ballots. 14 viewers already. Invite your family, invite your pets to watch my stream because right now we are going to be checking what's happening with XRP. Look at the 5-minute chart after this announcement. So guys, if you don't know what happened, literally SEC approves conversion of Bitcoin's 10 crypto index funds into an ETF holding the following cryptocurrencies. One of these is XRP. Again, XRP has been dying for an ETF for such a long time. It's been asking for an ETF for years. It's been begging, right? And now it's finally here. We are seeing it go live. So what is going to happen next with XRP? And my honest opinion is this is completely bullish news. This is another confirmation that we have been waiting for. XRP looking good. I bought some more of it during your stream and the other day, and good thing I did. I mean, there's just good news after good news after good news, and it really makes you excited because $10,000 for XRP, somebody would call you crazy. Again, a lot must happen for $10,000, but I am not going to say no to $15 XRP now. I used to be always against it. That's why I'm going to go all in on with my channel. I am so bullish on XRP right now. This couldn't be more bullish. I'm buying as much as, the thing is, the issue is people have been saying that this XRP might go below $2, right? This is the game changer XRP needs. XRP to $15. Because why? We have not been seeing this for a long time, and now that's confirmed. People are saying if it goes to $2, I will sell, right? But we haven't seen ever XRP at, if it goes to $2, people will just buy it. So this is the important factor, is if you're saying I will buy XRP at $15, right? Just be prepared. Someone might buy it at $2.30, like a whale, and snipe you. You never know if it's going to go below $2. Because maybe at this hype level, we have seen right now, analysts were saying it's going to go back down. It's never going to stay at 3.5. But look at exactly what happened. Every time that XRP dips, we see that reclaim. So here I was thinking, okay, XRP is gonna like dip, right? Because this was the weekend, not much trading is going on. So thank you guys, everyone, for smashing that like button as well. I really appreciate it. It feeds me, feeds my channel. And every time we see XRP going, you know, down and down and down, again, look what happens. It reclaims that rally exactly as it should have. And it basically swoops all the bears. So will XRP ETF pump it to $5? Today's going to be a fantastic stream. Okay, so I just cast my votes. Like XRP holders have been waiting for over 2 years, probably 10 years. So we have been waiting this for potentially 9 years. And now that the whales have been waiting for 9 years, it's here and they're not quitting. They're not leaving. And this is the big thing I'm seeing. I'm seeing whales trade, right? So I'm definitely very excited. I'm going to go open a long position here. Cross. What's this? Again, I'm so bullish on XRP. I think I can make some profit today on it. On BitUnix, where I do my trades. We're going to be checking more news. So there is something that we're seeing right now with XRP is like it's very, very bullish for the whales. So it's very cheap to actually open the longs. Again, a lot of whales are coming in. Look at that. So if you look at the candles over here, there was a break barrier between 340 and a barrier between 3.6. So we couldn't break that wall. So to very simply explain this, there's a hype right now that made its climb back to 3.65. So what we're seeing right now with XRP, it has just reached a new support level. So a support level is basically like, you know, people are saying it will go back to $2. So if you want to see it go back to $2, a few things need to happen. First, it needs to lose the support barrier of, let's say here, 335. I didn't do my exact, but this is the bottom, like 335 this week. So the weekly lowest was 335, okay? And the highest was 367, something like that. Maybe a few cents more, a few cents less. So you first got to break this barrier. You first got to, this is like the first wave of support. Like think of it like a little army, you know, like of knights. First, you got to make everyone not want to buy XRP anymore at this price level. Or you got to make a big whale sell. Again, this hasn't happened this week. So if a whale wanted to sell this week, they already would have. Then you're going to have all these people who are saying, oh, if it drops back to $3, I'm definitely buying. This is the new support, right? $3, like it's a mentality thing, like it's $3. Then I'm not even going to talk about how many people bought here during the hype, right? So one whale cashed out everything at $3. At $3, he cashed out, and we got to talk about the news as well, like the banking license being halted. We will talk about that as well. But right now, if we check here, you got to go, if you want to ever see XRP go below $2, what needs to happen is you need to have basically tons of sales. So look at that. So this is the lowest it has been, $2. And look at how long it stayed under $2. It stayed under $2 for 1 day here and didn't go back to it. Here was another one for $2. So this is a 5-minute chart. So let me go to 1 hour chart because this is very hard to read. Right? So this is when it went to $2 and people were saying, "Oh, I'm going to buy everything." So look exactly that. The last time it was hit $2 was 8th of April 2025 and 23 of June 2025. So if you ever want to see it at $2 again, you got to wait a long time. And if we never saw $2 ever before that, right? I guess it was 220. That was 2nd February. So that was like 4 or 5 months ago. So if you potentially want to wait months for this to happen again, her Bitcoin needs to be filled while we may push the price down. They call it CME gap. CME gap. That's the thing. Right now, for XRP, we are just seeing more and more bullish news. Like, we are seeing some bearish news, but the bullish news outweighs the bearish news. So look at this. So just after Trump got elected, again, what happened? Crypto US companies started exploding. This is when the crypto companies started entering. 13 November 2024, election year, Trump declared crypto is going up. We saw the first barrier break, because a lot of whales sold here. They were saying, whoa, I really made money. It's another Shiba Inu. It went to $1, right? I'm not going to sell this stuff. And you can see here, people have been, kind of winging it. So they basically made a 1x. They paid 100% of their money. They cashed out. You see all the paper hands leave. Again, you even saw people selling at 50 cents. This is here. Literally, people have sold here at another rally from 66 cents to 52 cents. So imagine they're scratching themselves right now, because they lost everything. So if we go all the way up here, definitely seems like the hype will be on pretty much shortly. So yeah, if we check the news here, this is SEC approving conversion of 10 Bitwise crypto indexes. This is just the start of regulation. I think there's going to be a lot more follow-up news to happen to that. 21 shares filed to launch an Ondo ETF. So look at that. All the US companies, again, Ondo ETF. Why is Ondo ETF talk so much? Because they have actually been, in a way, collaborating with XRP. This is the future. This is the start of future of biggest crypto history. XRP and Ondo, right? So Ondo is working with BlackRock, which is one of the biggest companies, and they have been working with XRP in a way. So they're going to be the big players now. They just filed for an ETF. We're seeing ETF news. 21 shares is not betting on a high. Filing for Ondo ETF signals confidence in on-chain fixed income at scale. Again, this tells me something. They didn't file for a Bitcoin ETF. They're filing for different cryptos. And the ETFs are a very complicated and expensive process. It's not so easy as making free money, right? So when you do that, when you file for this ETF, if it gets declined, you lose a lot of money in lawyers. You lose a lot of money in basically like saying, okay, we can provide it for you. You lose trust, you lose confidence, you lose everything, right? But if you here have this, filed, which is setting registration statement filing fee table, the SEC is changing their stance on crypto. Gary Gensler cannot be forced to leave, but a lot of, this cryptocurrency, Trump's pressuring the US government to force on making crypto great, on making it support the economy. So Ondo is approved. And again, it's not just XRP now that's the ETF. It's also Ondo, all these US companies that are extremely bullish. I feel like it's going to be, like the sky is going to be the limit, right? The US dollar now lives on Ethereum, not a bank website, not Bitcoin on Ethereum. So see, like all these like US going on crypto. Imagine you're a big brother finding about crypto. ETH is the future, right? And all these big companies, US companies, I feel like Ethereum is going to like move to US as well. XRP community knows if I sell, it's like 900K, but if I buy, it's minus 99%. The issue here is zero XRP spot ETF approval. See? We have been waiting for zero issues. Again, why are they going for these pudgy penguin ETFs? Why are they going for not a Bitcoin ETF? Because there's too many Bitcoin ETFs. And now they see if Bitcoin ETFs get basically denied. So if Bitcoin ETFs get denied, they definitely won't be going for XRP ETFs. But because they're going for, different ETFs, this is very strong right now. So look at that. Political reasons. I'm buying Bitcoin at 1 million per coin.
Buy Bitcoin.
He believes it's going to 10 million. Billionaires are saying Bitcoin is going to 10 million, XRP to $10,000. That's what someone told me today. And I thought it was crazy some time ago. Do we know what happened with the SEC XRP meeting? We got to look into that. Let's take a look. So yeah, it does seem like XRP is just getting started with the new season of, barriers. Again, guys, if you just joined my stream, smash that like button because it helps me. But it seems like to me that XRP right now is hitting new barriers. Look at that. So it has some dips, like over here. I'm going to open a position on that, 20x leverage. So I don't get wiped. Again, what do we do here? I feel like the whales will long. So yeah, there's going to be some whales dipping out. But again, we set a new barrier. So much trading volume, $3.5. So every time we go here, it's $3.5. So we are going to be setting our position trigger price by return on investment of 1%. 1% is definitely very nice. And loss of 1%. So make 2 cents, we make 2 cents. So yeah, this sounds pretty fair. 1.5%. Let's do something like that. All right.